All right, guys. Unfortunately, I just teased what we're talking about now, and that is American Horror Story. Yesterday, Ryan Murphy had put out on his Instagram a brand new poster for American Horror Story season 10. We still don't know what American Horror Story season 10 is about, but today he just announced with a brand new poster. And here, let me pull this poster up for you. With a brand new poster, we're getting a spin-off show called American Horror Stories. I think this is such a cool idea. American Horror Story, the television show, has been it's not revolutionary in its storytelling, but it's kind of reinvented the wheel a little bit, right? It's very unique in that each season is its own contained story. Every season of American Horror Story has nothing to do with the season that came before and nothing to do with the seasons that are coming up. Now, I mean, yes, they have kind of loosely tied some of these storylines together. I think what was an American Horror Story Apocalypse? They tied Coven in, and I want to say there was another season that got tied in. I don't watch the show religiously. I'll catch it every now and again. But American Horror Stories, the spin-off show, where every single episode is going to be its own contained story, I think is brilliant. I love stories like this. This, like, when I first read it, my knee-jerk reaction was like, oh, Twilight Zone. None of the episodes of Twilight Zone are interconnected with any other episodes of Twilight Zone. Every episode is its own contained story. You know, same thing as like Tales from the Crypt or Creep Show or I don't know, HBO's Hitchhiker, that was a terrible show. If you've seen HBO's Hitchhiker, it was garbage. But I love this photo, and by photo I mean poster from Ryan Murphy. Look at this thing. I like one of the things that Ryan Murphy does so well in his advertisements or the production art is every picture, every frame is so evocative of something. And while yes, I mean it's a spin-off of American Horror Story, so you know we kind of have an idea as to what to expect or the feel or the nature of the property. I love the symbolism here of having a black widow spider embedded or nestled inside of like what looks or seems to be like a porcelain face, some woman's porcelain face that through somehow, some way, the front of the face has been like broken or shattered. And now we get to see into this woman's mind, and it's just a black widow spider, and just the darkness and, you know, potential evil and malice that exists there. That is so fascinating to me. I think that's so interesting. So, yes, I love this poster. I think this is a great idea. American Horror Story as a television show can only sustain itself for so long. Just like any television show. Any television show can only sustain itself for so long before it gets played out, and then you're going to say, okay, we've had enough, let's move on. But American Horror Stories, the spin-off show, I think it's going to be just like American Horror Story, but you take one season and condense it into one episode and blah, blah, blah. There you go. Enjoy. I don't know, Carter, like where do you stand with American Horror Story? Do you think this is a good idea, or do you think this is something that's been a little too played out? Where do you stand?
I don't know much about American Horror Story. I've seen a few episodes, and the only one that really sticks with me is I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know what season it's from. I just know the dude who played Marnie's boyfriend in Halloween Town High went crazy. That's all I got. But uh, I'm sorry. That's no one knows what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
of Halloween Town. That's it. That's all I got.
Unless you also.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, well, that's me with American Horror Story. I don't know much about it, but I do think that people are. I think that originally the idea of doing doing an anthology series, but doing it as a
Yeah.
whole season, was an idea that people were interested in, especially people that really like to get to know characters and get into it. Um, and also, I think for horror fans that wanted that long, slow burn that you don't often get with movies or even regular anthology series. But I think that at some point, I even know a few friends of mine that were in love with American Horror Story that are like, it's run its course
Yeah.
for me. And I don't think they've seen the last season or two. So I think if they're trying to go back to a regular anthology series, I think they might get some of their
I
old
agree.
fans back.
I really think that this is a great idea on Ryan Murphy's behalf, on the entire, because it's not just him. I mean, he's the guy that gets all the credit, but like he has his production
Yeah,
crew, his staff, his writers, his executive producers, his directors. Like they all work together and have been working together, and the actors, like the actors have a lot of input into this as well. So I think this is a great thing, and as this article
yeah.
points out, um, Ryan Murphy, he kind of teased, don't be surprised if you see Evan Peters pop up in an episode, or Sarah Paulson. Ooh, um, Ryan Murphy's on a hot
Yeah.
streak right now with, he did Ratcheted, obviously American Horror Story. He's just doing the spinoff. Um, the American, what was the name of it?
Oh, Glee.
Yes, there was Glee, but then there was also the trial of O.J. Simpson, but that came under like another banner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
I mean
was him,
he's on a
wasn't it?
real hot
Yeah,
streak right now.
that was him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally forgot about Glee. Yeah, that too. But yeah, he's on a hot streak, and I I don't want to get, because I've really enjoyed his projects and his properties so far. I think what he does is really really good. I just don't want to get burned out too quickly, and I don't want other
Mhm.
people to get burned out too quickly. So I don't want him to overexert himself so much that we're kind of like, okay, like I've all these Ryan Murphy properties, they're all the same. I'm kind of over it. I don't want people to be over it because what he produces is really good. Um, I don't know. Is that a fair assessment, or do you think I'm just being overly cautious here?
No, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, when it comes to Ryan Murphy, for me, I thought he's had some quality here and there, but I thought he was always focused on quantity over quality. But I mean, I know a lot of people that disagree with me because a lot of people really like Ryan Murphy, and a lot of people really love all of his projects. So I mean, I'm not
Well,
going to
let's
take
look
that
at
away from him.
let's use the
But
same argument. The same thing was said about Chris Pratt. What, like 10 years ago, and very quickly, the more Chris Pratt we got in all these different projects, people started being like, "Nah, I'm done with Chris Pratt." But like when he was
yeah,
cast originally in Jurassic World, we're all just like, "Yes, we need more Chris Pratt. Yes, 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 yes. We want more. We want more." And then we got more, and then people are like, "Nah, I'm good. I've no, he's it's too much. He's overrated."
I think I also just have a different opinion of when it comes to actors being prolific versus creators being prolific. Because even creators being prolific, I always feel like, are you being prolific or are you just putting your name on something that you took little part in? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of American Horror Story, he was running three TV shows, the American Horror Story and another one. And it's just
Probably.
like how, like I mean, he sounds awesome, but I just don't understand how he was doing all that. And there were certain episodes of Glee that I did like, but sometimes it was just like they're doing the same formula of trying to keep you there for a
Glee.
while. You know, I think at the end of the day, I was just going to say, I think at the end of the day, for both what I have seen of American Horror Story and what I have seen of Glee, I think they have like a good product, and as long as it's good at the beginning and good at the end, a lot of the stuff in the middle, they just need like a little catcher for you. They need a 11 o'clock number as the fifth episode, but the other stuff is when he can focus on working on another
That's a
TV
great
show.
point.
You know what
That's a great
I'm
point. Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But the big question is for you guys: what do you think of the spin-off show American Horror Stories? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is a good direction for him to go in? Are you looking forward to it? Or are you just kind of done with American Horror Story as an umbrella property altogether? I'm very interested. Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles would want you to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.